Production is a lot different than rapping, and that's something that I based all of this show on. So starting to dive into the production projects that I listen to is going to be a little difficult. I'm not going to start talking like Anthony Fantano and talk about how muddy the production was and how the mixing really amplified the feeling of whatever the hell else he does. I'm not going to do that, and more importantly, not going to wear a yellow polo and a red one when it's bad. But most of you don't even understand what I'm talking about. This project is the first of its kind, at least in my eyes, because I haven't listened to anyone else to put out an entire project in this style of production, mainly because nothing has been appealing to me. And it's not to say that other funk producers can't do the job right, it's just, it didn't catch me the same way. I've had personal interactions with 9/10 of the people that are featured on this project outside of Mooncloth because I didn't know he was part of Differ Posse until the project was about to drop. And when I saw that the art was done by Tazen, I think that is how you would say the name. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. But the cover art that was done for this project was the greatest cover art I've seen the whole year. And there have been quite a few projects that have come out that had really freaking rad cover art, but this is something else. It almost sets you up to see that they really are different, and it's not just because of them doing a one type of production style on this project. It's just to show you how like-minded they are, even though they're several states apart. I really enjoy this project, but I can't really talk about it any way other than listening to it and saying that it's almost like you're driving down the road and you could have the windows down on a fall day without having to need to put the heat on and just enjoy it. You can just listen to this and enjoy it. The entire idea of funk production, at least from what I've seen in the last few years of me being involved in the underground, is it's jazzy or really dark, and it has Dirty South acapellas tossed in for a chorus effect. Now, that may be a bare bones explanation, but that is what I have seen and heard. I've never heard Mooncloth's production prior to this record, and it was beautiful knowing that he was the first one to start it off, because when I heard Lil Jon in the background, I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. And I just started getting in the zone with it. There's nothing else that I could say, because the entire feeling that I got from this was I need to do something creatively. I didn't write to any of these beats, and if you end up writing to these beats, more power to you, but this is the kind of project that got me inspired. I got inspired to do something. It wasn't anything specific, it was just something. I wanted to get out and go do something positive with my job, with something that I wanted to do with music. I wanted to talk to more people. I wanted to branch out more, because that's what production is. It's 9/10 of the body of music. Without production, a rapper or a lyricist or a singer or whatever is nothing. Without the producers, we're nothing. And listening to everyone's styles individually, going off of Mooncloth into Scarlett, I've listened to a lot of Scarlett's music, and she also does vocals, but it is not featured on this project, and I'm kind of let down by that, but I don't think it was proper for it to be shown. Maybe some other time, but it just kept folding into one another. It was like everybody was like, all right, you got that one, I'm next. And it was just them showcasing all that they can do behind their interfaces, all behind their FL Studio or Ableton or whatever the hell you guys use. I know some of you use FL Studio. I've seen Hollow's work, and I've seen him put instrumentals together. I have seen bits and pieces of Sleepwalk putting his together. And I've seen parts, just screenshots of Misery doing his. I haven't seen a whole lot of what Scarlett does, but every time I see her put something together on an Instagram story or on Twitter, it's something else, because I've always wanted to produce. Always wanted to. I even have FL Studio, but I have never completely made the jump. I produced one song for myself and a buddy of mine way back when, and it was okay, but it was just like 3 chords and that's it. That's all I could do. My hat goes completely off to every producer that was involved with this. Mooncloth, Misery, Scarlet, Sleepwalk, Hollows. You guys did phenomenal with this project. I haven't been able to put it down since I listened to it, and there's a lot of good music that came out in the last 2 weeks. There's a lot of good music that have come out in the last 2 weeks. And I have not been able to put this project down. If you listen to this project, you will be instantly hooked. And if you haven't heard any of these people before, check out the description below. It'll showcase just a little bit of who they are. And if you look in the description of the project, it'll put you to links of their SoundClouds. I highly recommend you listen to this project, but I also highly recommend you listen to each and everyone's individual songs after this project, because this isn't anything compared to what else they can do. This is talented on this project, but what they do outside of this is even crazier. Some of the stuff that I've worked with Sleepwalk on, and some of the stuff that I've seen Hollows make, and even other projects that I've seen Scarlet work on, and the same thing with Misery. It's insane, and I feel very bad that I've slept or not even known about Mooncloth until now. Everybody that's involved in different Posse is extremely talented, and you guys shouldn't sleep on them. And I think that's all I have to say. I don't really know how to talk about production, but I think I did the best that I could with this. Yeah, I think that's all. But this is the first of many production projects that I will talk about on the channel. I will not sleep on these people anymore. I will not give them their due diligence to talk about them. Tune in next week when I review the brand new Frank Lee project, You Made Me a Better Man. Until then, enjoy your weekend. Stay selfish. Peace.